Hey guys, and welcome to the Rants channel, your home for NFL projections, predictions, and of course, your periodic rant. Quarterback drama 2021. Aaron Rodgers is done. Deshaun Watson got some news on him too. And today we've got a lot of new breaking news about both of these quarterbacks that are probably going to, if they haven't already started, to take place this week. So I'm going to cover as much of it as I can, as much as I have heard, and give you guys the scoop. But before I do, please make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure to comment on the video if there's something else you want me to do on the channel, if you want to see something else, and we'll go ahead and start. So first, we're going to start with Aaron Rodgers. As you guys know, he wants to be traded from the Green Bay Packers. He's been very vocal about that. So we got this. Sportsbooks reportedly brace for an Aaron Rodgers retirement. Like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, we know that trades can get out of hand if they're not executed, and a lot of the quarterbacks especially control their own destiny. Aaron Rodgers retiring just because he doesn't want to play for Green Bay anymore. I mean, you have to ask, how toxic is that environment? We got more here. Las Vegas usually knows what's going on, and I don't think that's actually true. I take that with a big grain of salt. But apparently, Las Vegas thinks that Aaron Rodgers will announce his retirement before Wednesday's practice training camp. Per Bill Huber of SI.com, Superbook has closed all its NFC North markets, including wins, playoff odds, divisional odds, and weekly lines for all four of those teams. Now, that doesn't mean anything. It's just speculation. I mean, we take all of these breaking things with a grain of salt, but when you hear Aaron Rodgers retiring, that's an interesting one. Sportsbook put the Green Bay over-under win total back on the board at 9, removed Green Bay from the list. DraftKings also has removed the Green Bay total along with its Packers-related team specials. All other teams have them. Rodgers has kept his card close to the vest. A 2021 retirement would make sense, and it would help him avoid up to $2 million in fines for holding out a training camp, since he hasn't yet reported. However, he'd still lose a big roster bonus that he earned back in March, payable each week of the season. He'd also be having to repay $11.5 million to the Packers. They probably wouldn't try to collect a lot, believe the Packers would not do so or recover the money. He could then, here's the funny thing, he could then unretire in 2022 with the Packers trading him and Rodgers resuming his career. I mean, give me a break. I mean, I understand wanting to leave if you want some new horizons, if whatever's going on in the front office, but to retire, unretire, thinking that the Packers would then suddenly trade you, we've seen that happen with other players. Think like Marshawn Lynch when he retired, when Jason Witten retired, but then he came back to Dallas. You don't just get to retire wanting a trade, unretire the next year and get a trade, especially as a quarterback. It can happen, but it's not a guarantee, especially for someone of Aaron Rodgers' caliber. Now, I've said that if Green Bay wanted to trade Aaron Rodgers, this would have been the time. He came off of an MVP year. He threw for almost 50 touchdowns, led the league in touchdown passes, and had an excellent season. This would have been the time to do it, but if they don't want to, they want to see him finish in Green Bay because that's what they want. But unfortunately, Rodgers wants something different, and when you draft Jordan Love instead of a wide receiver like you promised, I mean, what did you expect to happen? And it makes me think of another quarterback that is unhappy for a different reason with his Houston Texans team, and that's Deshaun Watson. And we got some news on him also, because we haven't heard the name Deshaun Watson popping up at minicamps, OTAs, anything else, but this just broke today. Source: Deshaun Watson wants to avoid daily $50,000 fine, reports the Texans camp amid trade request and other stuff. So Watson wants the same thing as Rodgers, but he's dealing with it differently. Obviously, we know Watson has a lot more to deal with than Rodgers does amid the issues off the field, but Watson also is a lot younger than Rodgers, and at this stage is somebody that any team would be happy to have on their team. But this is more about the Deshaun Watson issue. Sarah Bishop writes, Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson reported to training camp Sunday in order to avoid a $50,000 daily fine. Under the new collective bargaining agreement of the NFL, teams can no longer forgive the fines. Watson would have been fined $50,000 every day he was absent from camp. He still wants to be traded by the Texans, and that has not changed since the start of the offseason, as sources told ESPN. Watson first asked to be traded in January after the Texans hired Nick Caserio as their GM. So obviously, front office issues on both sides for Deshaun Watson and for Aaron Rodgers, and the front office in both franchises have said they're not trading the quarterbacks, but Watson's dealing with it differently. Rodgers is dealing with it differently. Obviously, the idea that Rodgers would retire, he is a lot older than Deshaun Watson, so it's not really a stretch. We've seen quarterbacks retire at a younger age. But for Aaron Rodgers to retire just because he's not getting the trade he wants seems a little bit of a stretch. Now, obviously, you can take that with that what you will, and it's not to indicate he will retire, but just the fact that it's being thrown out there has shown how bad this thing has gotten. But that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like what you saw, please make sure to, like I said, subscribe to the channel, like the video, make sure to share it so everybody can get a glimpse of what I'm going to talk about next. Hope you enjoyed the rant, and if you liked the video, I'll see you in the next one.